Hello everybody, it's Corvette Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Topic of today's video is Corvette interiors. Which one is the best? C5? Or do you think the C6 interior is better? Or do you like C7 interior? Well, stay tuned folks, you're about to find out which one is the best. Let's start with C5 interior. C5 does get a lot of flack for some of its less than perfect interior bits, but that's also a bit overrated as well. These interiors aren't that bad. If you look, I mean, it's just vinyl, and honestly a lot of times this will start coming undone and laminate. Truth be told, it can be kind of plain. These are black usually, and these are black. I've done a few upgrades. It's easily upgradable. Yeah, you know what, I can't argue sometimes about the quality of the interior. The seats can be, they're prone to rip because the material is thin. There's also a seat rocking issue that's easily fixed. This doesn't have it. The plastic can become brittle and crack because there's no heat insulation in this car whatsoever. I've upgraded to an aftermarket radio. It has, I guess you'd call it a single DIN stock. Again, the plastic is kind of cheap. This is an aftermarket piece to fit the double DIN, but it's still kind of, you know, cheap. Again, the Corvette letters aren't normally in there. It's just black. And the grab handle, again, that's a leather wrap. That's black, and same thing going here. I contrasted the floor mats with black and the gray. I mean, it gets a lot of flack, and some of it's deserved, some of it is not. It has the most room in the back out of any generation from C5, C6, and C7. And there you have it, folks. Again, it's easily customizable, and it doesn't get a lot of love. Some of it is justified, some of it is not. But the seats are about the one that, you know, I can really, I mean, I can agree with it because they rip, they get worn out really easily, especially in, you know, larger people. I'm only about $180, so I haven't really had that issue. But let's go and compare to C6 now. All right, everybody, let's head over to the C6 now. We're going to check it out. We look at the door panels. So you can see they look a little nicer than C5. The seats are said to be an improvement over C5 seats. I definitely think they're thicker. They feel thicker. Let's go and step inside here and just take a look. And we have, and the plastic, I don't know, it feels kind of cheap in its own right, but the wheel, I don't know if the dashboard feels a little, it's got this textured feel to it, almost kind of like my Cruise. The layout is the same, really. You might say that this quality is a bit improved over C5. The cup holder's an improvement, I would say, although it's still shallow. I really don't care about cup holders. I'm not driving a Corvette for a cup holder. The layout is the same though. These you still have the telescoping wheel here. This, I would say the overall the interior is a little better than C5. These latches for Targa, it feels, well, you know what, the other latches are metal too, so that's not too bad. The rear latch looks almost exactly the same as on C5. So, you know, I think with the seats especially, You know, they don't give a lot of love to these interiors. But this ain't so bad. And now we'll look at C7 interior. Widely regarded as the nicest of the interiors of the 5th, 6th, and 7th generation Corvettes. However, there's a few things to point out. First of all, this car is a 3LT. And with 3LT, you can get suede. And not only that, but you have the, I believe it's Moulin leather on the dash, door panels, and seats compared to, I guess I'm going to say regular leather. The suede is nice. There's no question. But there's also some considerations. Suede is hard to clean and maintain. You may not be able to see it, but there's some wear on the grab there. Not too bad. I don't know if you can tell or not. It's just a little bit. The center console lid. I have removed it and put a black one on it and put this cover on it because I've seen other suede covers and it just looks horrible, the wear from, you know, someone's elbow. But other than that, really, when you're talking about interior quality, the C7 takes the cake between 5, 6, and 7th generation. You have stitching here. I mean, even on the 2 and 3 LTs, 1 and 2 LTs, it's still a nice interior. One of the easiest way to tell 1 LT from 2 LT is the 1 LT will not have that little badge. That badge doesn't really make much of a difference. But also, heated and cooled seats are available. And I believe that's, correct me if I'm wrong, is that 2 and 3 LT, but regardless, I know it's not on 1 LT. But one thing I can tell you, the cooled portion of the seats, it's not going to cool you like as much as you might think. It does make a difference, but it's nothing, you know, drastic that you may find on, let's just say, a Cadillac that has cooled seats. The heated seats, I can't say how well they really work because I don't really drive this car in the winter, but generally it is a nicer quality interior. The dual mode climate control, the controls for the passenger are all the way over here by the passenger, obviously can be overridden, but that's a nice feature. The steering wheel has the controls, paddle shifts, but paddle shifts are also available on 6th gen. Don't know if I pointed that out or not. Again, this is aluminum, nice touch here. One thing I can say a knock about the C7 interior, whether it is the coupe or convertible, there's less space in the C7 than in the C6, and less space in the C6 than the C5. When it comes to interior space, there's no question C5 takes the cake. Even the A-pillars on the suede interior package are suede, but generally it is the nicest of the interiors, and then it does have its own, you know, unique shortcomings, including the lack thereof of trunk room compared to the 2 previous generations. So there we have it, folks. We have the interiors of the 5th, 6th, and 7th generation. You be the judge. I mean, objectively, the C7 is the nicest interior, followed by the C6, and as much as we all love the C5 on my channel, the C5 is arguably the least desirable in terms of quality and workmanship and durability of all 3 generations. Thank you for tuning in. Again, smash that thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.